Hello, Facebook, and welcome to the Bonnet Chronicles. Today I'm going to be talking about something that is kind of on my mind right now, something that is really puzzling me and should be puzzling everybody in the entire world is the whole stepping on the flag, disrespecting the flag, all that kind of stuff. I'm a veteran. I am. Um, but let's say you have a house. You're living in your house comfortably, you and your family. You're living in your house. Great. Somebody comes to your house and they say, "Can you teach me how to cook? Can you teach me how to do this?" So you, being the nice person that you are, you teach them because you never knew anything different. Everyone lived in peace and harmony. So you teach them that with the hopes that everybody's going to be get along and everything's going to be great. And then what happens? One day, they rape your mom and they kill your dad. And then they put you to work in the backyard. And then they tell you, they teach you to, they teach you their religion. They teach you their language. They make you erase everything you know. And they call you uncivilized. And they think they're doing you a service by making you a human being. Because you weren't a human being before. You were just an animal, a jungle person. Because you lived off the land. It was weird. And then they make this flag. They make this flag, and then they control every room in your house. And every single room represents a star. And every time they conquer a room in that house, they put a star on that flag. Okay. And then they tell you to go out and fight. Go out and fight for other houses because they make it seem as if those houses are a threat to our house. And you're like, I don't want anything that bad to happen to my house. So you go out and fight. So then those people die off, and those people die off. Those slaves die off. But they've had children, and they're all living in that house. Those children from the slaves are living in that house as well. And then they die off, and then they have children, and those children from the slaves are still living in that house. Everybody's living in this house. And then, but what they've taught is to, now that you have this religion, now that you have this knowledge, now that everybody is the same, you are now a melting pot. Ooh, melting pot. Everybody's living in the pursuit of happiness, liberty. Everybody's living in freedom. Bitch, where? Now, you see this beautiful flag with all these stars on it. And you never question it. You just see it and you defend it because now everything is beautiful and people who threaten us are bad people. But you have that one person, that one child of one of those slaves thinks about it and says, that flag actually represents nothing of freedom. That flag represents nothing of liberty. That flag represents conquest. That flag represents people who came here into our home, into our original home, came here and took stuff from us and killed us and then put that flag there. And it's almost like they mock us by putting stars on it. People really have no idea what these stars mean on this flag. This flag means, each star on those flags, on this flag, mean each individual place that was taken by the enemies, that was taken by the Europeans, taken from the Indians. This, and they love to throw out the word, the founding fathers. What did they find? They didn't find anything. How dare you? You came to a land that wasn't yours. You killed people. Mass genocide. Rapings, murder. And then you have the audacity to make a mockery of it. Trophies by the stars and stripes. And now these people living in this country are fighting. People in the military really are fighting. For what? Have you ever literally thought to yourself, what exactly am I fighting for? Am I really fighting for peace? Am I really fighting for the war on terror? Am I really fighting for that stuff? Is it fair that I have to risk my life to get an education? When there is a family out there with trillions and trillions of dollars that could end world hunger? Is that fair? That's not fair. What are you really fighting for? What are you really fighting for? I'm not saying that I'm going to go out stepping on flags, but do you really know what America is? Do you really know what we are founded on? And that people are like, oh, if you don't like it, you should go somewhere else. I shouldn't have been here in the first place. I didn't ask to come here. You guys brought us here out of the worst the worst time in human history. The worst time in human history. How is this possible? How can you sit here and say that America is this beautiful country, the land of the free and the home of the brave? How are we free? What are we free from? How are we free? What are we founded on? We are founded on genocide. That's what you're really, when you salute, that's what you're saluting. You're not saluting those people that died because they shouldn't have died in the first place. They shouldn't be over there in the first place. This war should not be happening in the first place. Why are people still dying for a war that seems like it has no end? Why are mothers burying their children? And you're still sitting here saying, I will die for this country. Why? Why will you die? You have no reason. You have no reason to die for this country. You have no idea why you're dying. You think you're fighting the war on terror. You're not fighting the war on terror. You are fighting for their money. You are one of their little puppets because they are not going to go fight it themselves. That's what you're doing. I could go on and on about this. If you have any problem with it, talk to me.